And also another Harry Maguire, just coming in the last few minutes, refusing to leave Manchester United, reluctant to leave Manchester United, feels that his race at Manchester United is not over. There's lots of jokes about that, I suppose. But it just goes back to what we've been talking about for the last few weeks. Ambitious players will not leave United. It's a cushy ride. You're on good money. You live off the brand. And look, are you surprised? I didn't think Maguire would be pushing a move. I think he lacks ambition. You are fourth choice centre back, Harry, and you're going to sit and earn your money at United. It's silly stubbornness, and this is the problem that Ten Hag has when you've got players that lack motivation and just want to stay here and have on a free meal ticket. And Brad, welcome to the members club. Well, one player that he might get that he doesn't want, and I will just put this up so you know that where it's coming from. Harry Maguire isn't keen on leaving Manchester United this summer, despite a big decrease in playing time. So this is coming from Alex Crook from TalkSport. It came out in the sort of last half an hour, and basically, what he's saying is that Harry Maguire is reluctant to leave Manchester United and feels that his race is not run yet at Manchester United. Harry Maguire needs to take the hint, says Lloyd. Hope Erik ten Hag sits him down and tells him you're not part of my plans. Again, boils down to piss-poor negotiations. Koku to Benfica is just icing on the cake on Man United's recruitment team, says Rashid. I think in relation to Harry Maguire, and I make no apologies about this, I would sell him. I don't think he's good enough, and I think it's been proven this season that he's not good enough. But Christopher says, remember the fake Spanish solicitors? Yes. That was Herrera, wasn't it? I think with Maguire, and there might be other players like this, McTominay could be like this, Brandon Williams, I don't know, I'm just throwing names out there of players that need to move on that might not move on. And why would they not move on? We're Manchester United. Manchester United, I get loads of publicity. I get loads of brand interest. My ego is massaged. If I go and play for West Ham or Spurs, I won't be as popular as I am at Man United. So I want to stay here, and I'm on 200 grand a week. And actually, Harry Maguire is set to get a pay rise. Not because he contributed massively to the Champions League, but because it's in his contract that if you're in the Champions League, you get a pay rise. So Harry Maguire is probably sat there going, well, he's his own biggest fan anyway because he's got nothing to prove. He's probably thinking if he goes on a few extra runs this summer, he'll come back and get his place back from Varane or Martinez or Lindelof or Kim Min-jae if we sign him. So he probably believes that he's going to win his place back. He thinks he's Rocky Balboa, He's going to wake up in the morning with a big pint glass, put a few eggs in it, and start running up some steps. Or he's just not very ambitious. He's 30 years of age. His family is settled wherever he lives. He's got a nice house. He's playing for England still. He earns 200 grand a week. He'll get a few games in the Carabao Cup. Somebody might get injured. He might get a bit more game time. He's got nothing left to prove. I think this was always going to happen. And maybe Harry Maguire's a bad example of it. Maybe there are other players, but it's the Rojo effect. We've had it with loads of players. They're on too much money. They're not good enough. Bad negotiations, bad signings, and you want to get rid of them, but they don't want to go. We spoke about it last week, didn't we? We need players at this football club that are ambitious and are knocking on the door to leave the club because they're not getting game time. How many players out of Fred, Maguire, Brandon Williams, Scott McTominay, Jadon Sancho, I don't know, there are others, Dean Henderson, I suppose, Eric Bailly, Alex Telles, maybe even Martial. How many of those players are knocking on the door this summer to Ten Hag saying, if I'm not going to get game time, I want to go? And I guarantee you not half of them. Because half of them will be going, I'm on good money here. Let them solve the problem. Well, that just shows you've got the wrong type of players. I want players that knock on the door. I want players that knock on the door and say, I want to go. And I think that what you've got there is a player that the penny hasn't dropped, has it? The penny hasn't dropped that ultimately the manager doesn't rate you that much because you're fourth choice centre-back. And you might be fifth choice if we buy another centre-back. So I think the way to solve this problem is, first of all, highlight the problem. You've got players who are happy to sit here and coast. But secondly, let the penny drop. I'd be speaking to Gareth Southgate if I was Erik ten Hag, and I'd be saying, while he's on England duty, it might be worth having a chat with him and telling him that next year he won't be fourth choice, he'll be fifth choice, because I'm looking for another centre-back. Let Southgate tell him that you're not going to get any game time next year, Harry, and I can't pick you, so you're not going to go to the Euros. When he comes back, you sign Kim Min-jae or another centre-back. If he won't take the hint, basically put a sign up. Because it's ridiculous. Like, you're 30 years of age, you should want to play football. Glazers were hanging by a thread and Sir Jim threw him a lifeline. It's disgusting, says Brian. Whoop whoop, oil me up, says Roger. Louis, welcome to Members Club. Trina as well. Football Maniac TV says, really enjoyed the Dublin show. Travelled from the north to see you. Keep up the good work, says Football Maniac. Thank you, mate. And if you are a member as well, so you'll be able to watch it back. It's coming out this afternoon. I'm going to put it up on the members section, so watch out for that. Our Dublin show will be up on YouTube on our members section this afternoon. We notice a drop in performance with our centre-back paired with Maguire. We thought Lindelof was no different from him, but Lindelof feels more free, says Nace. Well, I was thinking about this the other day, actually. If you think about last season, and I'm not really one for season reviews, it's over. Oliver's been a member for 9 months. Thank you, Oliver. I'm not really one for season reviews, but one thing I will say is this. When you think about Manchester United and you think about last season under Ollie and Ranić, and then you think about this season under Ten Hag, obviously it comes down to a bit of recruitment, a lot of good coaching, mentality's changed a little bit, but also remember that last season it was McFred and Magaluf. This season, Maguire's gone out, Varane's come in, Martinez has come in, and Casemiro's come in. You replace Maguire, Lindelof, McTominay and Fred with Casemiro, Varane and Martinez, and look at what's happened. We've had 17 clean sheets, we've only conceded 9 at home, and we finished third in the league. The reason United are where they are this season is because we've got rid of Maguire, we've got rid of McTominay, we've got rid of Fred. I know they've played some games, but the vast majority, our success has been Casemiro, Varane and Martinez. That's the story of the season. Oh, of course, Rashford's won the accolades, he's scored goals, Bruno's played well, De Gea's kept a load of clean sheets, the fullbacks, Luke Shaw's been fantastic, but ultimately, removing Maguire, Lindelof, McTominay and Fred, and bringing in Casemiro, Martinez and Varane, has made this season what it is. Mark, remember last week I said Sir Jim is making a 5th bid and you was like, head drop. Apparently now Glazers are having in-depth talks with Sir Jim at Old Trafford, says A1. Is it Sir Jim or Sheikh Jazim? SJ could mean 2 things, A11. DJ, welcome to Members Club. Vajek as well, and Paul. Let's have a quick look at